Well, hello, I'm Adam Bent, and I'm a territory manager with New Farm. And today, I hopefully can help you to have a better burn down using Blackhawk herbicide. Blackhawk is faster control, broader spectrum, and more convenient to use than other burn down products on the market today, mostly because of the two modes of action, a group 4 and a group 14, that provide faster control through the contact activity of the group 14 and systemic activity through the group 4. It has a strong resistance management because of those two active ingredients and controls your glyphosate tolerant group 2 and triazine resistant biotypes. It has extremely easy to use formulation of all in one jug with no surfactant required. Excellent flexibility as well. You can use Blackhawk up to 1 day after planting soybeans, and you can apply it pre-plant as well. You can also, if you want to, use it in front of corn or other spring cereals. So one of the main benefits that I like most about Blackhawk is the faster burn down that it provides. Every year I get questions from customers wanting to know, you know, well, what can I do if I'm already in the field planting? Or I just can't wait 3 more days to get started planting while I wait for this product to work, right? So, what Blackhawk does is it allows us to get those weeds to start to die down and turn brown before the crop comes up out of the ground. It also allows the planting equipment to perform better because those weeds are crispier and it's able to work and move that trash out of the way more readily. So you're probably thinking, well, I've just always used 2,4-D and, why would I use Blackhawk? Well, Blackhawk was developed because there's some weeds that 2,4-D alone just doesn't control. And just the same, the other part of Blackhawk, the group 14, pyrafluoroethyl, also has some weeds it doesn't control. So when we put those two different modes of action together, we get excellent control of most broadleaf weeds. This is one of our own fields that needed to have a burn down applied, and which is typical in most of the area. We didn't even get out and look at the field. We just drove by on the road and we could see that it was turning green. So we knew we had to burn something off. When we look at this field, it just has a carpet of everything in there. There's daisies, there's dandelions, there's thistles, and fleabane in this field, along with some grasses as well. So when we did the tank mix with Credit Extreme and Blackhawk, we got pretty well 100% control of that, all those weeds that were growing in that field. So in a recent survey, we asked a whole bunch of our retail customers what were the weeds of most important in their burn down fields. And to no surprise, Canada fleabane topped the list. We saw Canada fleabane almost in the 70%, over 70% of people responded with Canada fleabane as being a top weed. Dandelion and sow thistle came in a very close second and third. And what's really significant about this is those weeds appear in all, one of those three weeds appear in every single one of the fields that our reps are trying to make recommendations on. And the rest of the weeds, although they're important to certain situations, they actually don't total up to as much as those top three weeds. So why is this important for Blackhawk? Well, as you can see in publication 75 on page 96, you've got control on those top three weeds with Blackhawk herbicide. And you can see also that 2,4-D has control on those weeds as well. And then we move over to things like dicamba. And this was a big learning for me. I didn't realize that dicamba does not offer any control on dandelions alone. And the same goes with Aragon. Aragon, although it'll burn off the top tissue, it has to be mixed with 2 rels of glyphosate in order to get control. And you can also see that with Aragon, it doesn't control your thistles. So Blackhawk herbicide, as I mentioned before, is a convenient all-in-one jug formulation where you don't need a surfactant. It has everything you need in the one jug. It's easy to apply before or after planting, and it can be used in front of soybeans, corn, and cereals. A really important point around the convenience of using something like Blackhawk is that it is an excellent tank mix partner, and it can be used with most residual herbicides in that one pass. If you look at this tweet from Peter Sikkema, where he tank mixed Sencor and Blackhawk and glyphosate, and you look at the bottom left-hand side, you see that that's Sencor alone, which had obviously had some fleabane that was already emerged, and the Sencor did not control it. And you look in the top right, you see that this is the Blackhawk and glyphosate alone. And so there was no residual control. So when you put those two together, you get this complementary activity of both a burn down and a residual product that will provide higher yields with early season weed control. It's easy to make the switch to Blackhawk. Blackhawk has faster control, broader spectrum, and is more convenient to use than most of the other burn downs on the market. Thank you.